going on, guys? Happy New Year's, happy belated holidays to all of you. I'm coming to you from Costa Rica today. Pretty stoked to be here. This place is insanely beautiful. I am currently actually packing up my stuff. I'm gonna go fishing really quickly, but I want to let you guys know what I've been up to the past couple weeks, and I need to tell you this story about this crazy day I had here. So the 2 days prior to coming here, I actually had my first ice fishing experience. It was really sick. Friday I went out with Mike, one rod, one reel, and he had all the gear. He kind of showed me the ropes, how to ice fish, and I even caught my first fish through the ice, which was like a little 5-inch bluegill. I was pretty stoked on it. I thought it was cool. Probably isn't that cool, but you know, that was the first time I'd ever caught a fish through the ice. It's not something you really have the opportunity to do living in Northern Virginia. It usually just does not freeze over that much. But the very next day, my buddy Jay and I went out on Barcroft, bought a hatchet, brought his tire iron and a skateboard, and we like dug some holes out there and tried to fish for like 6 hours. Didn't get anything to bite, but it was still, you know, really cool. It's neat trying to learn new ways to fish and trying to catch fish in these different conditions like that. I mean, it's been so freaking cold, it's ridiculous, but now we're here. We are staying on the Papagayo Peninsula, which is on the west coast of Costa Rica. So we've been fishing the Pacific Ocean, which is also the first time I've ever stepped foot in the Pacific. This is my first time here. This is my first time out of the country in like 10 years. It's pretty wild, but yeah. So the first day we got here, we went over to Cocoa Beach, which is a small beach town, like, I don't know, 20 minutes from the resort we're staying at. And obviously the first thing I looked for was a rod and reel shop, or like, you know, a fishing supply store, and I found one called Cocoa Beach Fishing Supply. I went in, grabbed a small combo. It's like a 6'6" medium and a bunch of small baits, a couple of top waters, a spoon, and like a bucktail. Went out as soon as I got back, didn't get anything to bite, and then I went out later that night and I ended up catching a ladyfish off the shore right in front of the resort, which is pretty sick.
Got him!
I didn't know what the fish was. I had to text my buddy Lawson and be like, hey man, what is this? The very next day after that little day of fishing, we went out with a guide here. His name is Freddy Montero. We did a 4-hour half-day trip. Inshore, we were looking for roosterfish, snapper, bonita, basically just anything that would bite. I am a saltwater noob, so I was just looking, you know, to go out with Chris and the girls and hopefully just catch anything. We really wanted a roosterfish, but let me explain to you how this day went. It was absolutely ridiculous. So Freddie and his 2 crew members, Bolito and Getty, picked us up right at the beach here on the resort. So 7:30, we had 4 hours. I can tell you really quickly how that started. We didn't get bit until the 3rd hour in. I mean, we started trolling these small little Yozuri jerkbaits, and we had a couple of like fresh bait out with teasers, and we didn't have any follows, no bites. And then, you know, 3 hours go by, and then that's when it started to pick up a little bit. We caught a fresh bonita. I mean, Chris reeled this thing in. It absolutely smashed one of those little jerkbaits. It was really crazy. But this is where things got kind of crazy. Getty, the first mate, grabbed that thing, rigged it up in a really neat way. I've personally never seen that. I'm sure that's nothing new to you saltwater guys, but I thought it was pretty neat how he threaded that like braided line through the fish to keep its mouth closed so we could troll it, and then he used the braided line like around the hook and then hooked him up that way. I don't know, I thought it was pretty neat. But you know, we only have like 30 minutes left to fish, and that's actually, I think, the only thing we had out was that bonita. And we're like trolling back. I don't have any cameras rolling just because I'm a noob, and I'm, you know, we're kind of all checked out. We're ready to get back. And that's when the rod goes down. So Getty jumps on the rod. This thing is just going. It's nuts. So I jump up. Freddie belts me up, and then I grab the rod, and the fight is on. And that's where I'm going to leave you guys right now. Got a sailfish on right now. This is so sick. It's crazy. Just hooked into a sailfish. I've been fighting for like 15 minutes. Handed it over to my buddy Chris. He's fighting it for a little bit. We're gonna probably take, I don't know, who knows how long it's gonna take to reel this thing in, but this is a dream fish for me. It's absolutely phenomenal. I am super stoked. This is like, we were out trolling for probably 4 hours without a bite. Caught a bonita, and then put the bonita on. 10 minutes later, we hooked into a freaking sailfish. So, about to change the battery on this camera, get back out there and start fighting this thing again. Let's go! He's getting heavy now. Go get him, Tiger. Girls, come give this a couple cranks. Just come grab it over here. Around it. Yeah. So you help real. I come. Go for it. Yep. Are you ready? We're gonna pull back. Here you go. Okay, crank. That's all. Good. Hey, it's Marley. Marley, yeah. Good. Pero pasa. Arriba. Going the wrong way. Que te va mal tú, bro. Oh, back at it. Oh, it's a marlin. It's a marlin. Shit. That's crazy. Woo! Oh, yeah.
See that thing?
Ahí, bola. Está corriendo. Métele. Ay, no, ya no. Ah, es un azul, weón. Oh my God. Oh man, that is a giant. Blue marlin.
So you have to see it over there. You have to see it over there.
Look, hey, thank you, man. Okay. Sir?
Ya lo tomaste, Montero. Sí, pero lo van a sacar. No puedes. Es too heavy. Just touch it and...
Ah, such a beautiful fish. That's amazing.
Okay, we have to release. Because
Gotta release it. Yeah, I don't want to kill him.
You ready? Gotta release it. Okay, bye-bye, Blue.
See you, bud.
Marlin, thank you very much. Okay, now he's leaving.
Allá.
Yeah.
Thank you, man. That was some awesome stuff right there, my friend. That was very cool. Oh, is that from his teeth? That's crazy. So we had fought that fish for about an hour. I fought him for 50 minutes. Chris says, I fought him for 10. And it was by far one of the hardest fighting fish of my life. So once we got that fish to the boat is when we figured out it was a marlin. If we could see it jumping literally like 200-300 yards away. We had no idea what it was. The crew members all thought, you know, it was a sailfish, and once it got in, they were like, ah, it's a blue marlin. And you know, it's super rare to catch one inshore like that, so close. It was pretty wild. I mean, I don't know. I'm still at a loss for words. I don't even believe it happened. It was nuts. Catching that fish without sounding too cheesy was definitely one of the coolest experiences I've ever had in my life. So obviously that's the first blue marlin I've ever caught. That's the biggest fish by probably 150 pounds that I've ever caught in my life. And you know, when you talk about sport fishing and like going out in the ocean and catching big fish, blue marlin is probably one of the first things that come into people's mind. And it's not like we're out there targeting it. That's what's so freaking cool about fishing in the ocean. You never know what you're gonna catch. Freddie and his crewmates were just super surprised that we even hooked into this thing. The fact that it was in that close, and it was awesome. I mean, we literally caught a 200-pound blue marlin inshore. We were no more than like 300-400 yards off the bank. It was sick. It was seriously sick. You guys, if you ever get the chance to get down here to Costa Rica, make sure you hit up Freddy Montero with Costa Rica Private Tours, because not only is he going to get out there and show you a good time, he's definitely going to put you on some fish too. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you smash that subscribe button for me. We're going to be hitting it really, really hard this year. I mean, I'm ready to go full speed, making as many videos as I can and sharing as many fishing trips as I can with you guys. I hope you're ready for an absolutely wild 2018. See you tomorrow.